didn't become an actor to play myself or a version of myself.
I know, and we've been doing so much of it on this show. It must be easier to write or something.
Why? Because we're so clearly defined and multidimensional?
Probably the opposite.
It's frustrating. I want to play characters, explore their psychological motivations, find and express something unexpected or universal about the human condition. These are the skills you need when you're auditioning for soap commercials.
Look on the bright side. At least if you play yourself, no one can protest your casting.
Well, Helen Manasses is a pretty specific demographic.
Think of all the online trolls you'll be depriving of the chance to attack and complain.
That's their two favorite things.
Tell me about it. I mentioned on Twitter the other day that I work at the Apple Store for a survival job, and now this troll called Beerg Holder won't leave me alone.
Damn Swedes.
I don't think that's his real name.
Still.
If he's not complaining about Apple products, he's giving me grief that I even need a survival job to supplement my acting income.
Has he said anything about the show?
Oh, I never post anything about the show.
It's good promotion for it.
Did I hear us talking about show promotion?
Hi, Andrew.
Hey, KK.
I'm being trolled on the internet this week.
Internet?
You know that digital landscape that lives in computers?
Oh, right, the internet, where ugly people go to argue.
Right.
Not right! You know, I'm really tired of having to be the moral compass of this cast.
Well, if not you, then who? Hell's Bells over here?
It's Helen.
Don't worry, Helen. We're going to get you a quality nickname yet.
I'm good.
Well, how about we start calling Kaylee, KK?
My family gave me that nickname.
Helen's fine.
Can I be Hell's Bells?
No.
Fine. Andrew, any update on Steve?
Yeah, has he finally recovered from the Christmas party?
I don't know. That's hard to say. I think his pride is what's healing at this point. That and several vertebrae.
That was a wild party.
Cue flashback music.
Oh, this isn't another time travel episode, is it?
Hold flashback music. Time travel, you see, Kaylee, is when characters realize it. Flashbacks are a narrative device that Hollywood producers use when they know a movie's bad but believe they'll somehow fool the audience into thinking otherwise.
That's pretty much every movie I've seen for the past 10 years.
It makes you wonder why no one has the confidence to tell a story from the beginning anymore.
Not that you had that problem at the Christmas party.
Really? I don't recall telling any stories.
Yeah, you stood on Andrew's coffee table and we're all...
And that was the sound that summoned hell. The earth screamed and centuries worth of tundra shattered skyward, spitting fire, spewing lava from the black rock wood. The elves did tremble as the living flame encroached upon Santa's village. Candy Cane Lane was the first casualty of the awesome heat, melting in a peppermint reduction avenue. Proportionately small elfin eyes peered towards the volcanic maw, where the creature slowly emerged from her magma bath like a really evil Esther Williams. And she said unto them, I am your Hell's Belle, the demon elf. Santa has been slain. I am your ruler now. She mounted her awesome obsidian surfboard and shredded down the lava side, right into Santa's workshop, freeing all the Chinese children forced to make gadgets and toys. Christmas is saved, she whispered. But why? Why must my heart be cursed?
Wow, Helen! Boy, you can really spin a yarn.
I see how it is, Steve. Spin a yarn. The white man trying to put me in my place with the sewing reference? Oh, they act like your friend. then they've always got to remind you. Always got to take that dig. Patriarchal guy.
Where are your keys?
Oh, yeah, I'm a woman. So what? What makes you think I know about yarn? Do you go up to every egg-carrying member of the human race and say, hey, I need you to tat some lace?
Keys? Who said keys?
The white man said keys.
I got the keys to escape your bondage oppressor. I got your keys right here.
Andrew, the eggnog is souring.
Right out, rolling the last crepe.
That was our code word, Andrew.
Steve.
Huh.
Let me tell you something about keys.
Andrew!
Look at this. Look at these keys. Filthy. You know what your generation did? Your parents gave you keys just like this to chew on. That's what's wrong with you and your kind. Your parents getting static electricity on your shag carpet. Where are my keys, dear? I need to go wait in line at the gas station. Did you look on the dresser or the baby's mouth? Oh, yes, there they are. Thank you, dear. I should have looked in the baby's mouth in the first place. Do we have any small appliances or extension cords we can store there next? I don't know, dear. Ugh, why do you assume I'm the woman? Because you're asking me about babies? You patriarchal piggy.
I like babies.
Andrew.
I want babies.
And not just because you're a woman either.
Not because I'm a woman. And I'll be like, did I ever tell you babies about harassed Belle, the demon elf? I mean, that's the story. Christmas, how it really happened.
I don't want babies. I don't even want Christmas.
Because of your career.
No, we get paid holidays. It's just, I worry. You know, I don't know. I don't think I'm wired for it. Mother comfort. I'll probably just shove dirty keys into their mouth or something, and my kid'll turn out like Steve. He hasn't even touched his eggnog, and he's the one who needs it.
You think you're better than us?
Start chugging, Slappy!
Now, ladies, you know I avoid the demon drink unless I'm trying to impress someone. No worries about that tonight. Pressure's off. Here with my bestest friends and Andrew's cat, I can be myself. Here in the twilight of this wonderful year to celebrate the joy and the mirth of the holidays. So yeah, pass that eggnog.
Yeah! Everyone's in the spirit.
Whoa, now cover your legs, everybody. That sound means Carmichael might soon find them attractive.
Oh.
Now listen, if he does, just let him finish.
God. Make that 2 eggnogs.
Have as much as you want, Steve. You know, there's no booze in it.
Then why are they so lit?
Nutmeg allergies.
You're an allergy.
Oh, this truly is what the holidays are all about, huh? I'm so glad you could all come over. Even Steve, who lives on my couch.
Does it turn into a bed?
No, just a fort.
Mine turns into a spaceship.
Oh, smells like a French warehouse in here.
Oh, those would be my expertly prepared and, as you can see, professionally plated holiday crepes. A Polish tradition. Jedź, a następna proszę upuścić mój dom.
Hoppa!
Salute!
Indiana!
These are still looking pretty French to me.
Another distortion from the mainstream media. Crepe is actually a Polish word.
Don't ask him what the word is.
How is crepe a Polish word?
Well, Helen, crepe is Polish for cobra.
Don't ask to hear anymore.
I don't want to hear anymore!
Yes!
Well, that's fine.
Really?
Yeah, sure. Enjoy the cobras, everyone. Go on, dig in. We'll talk about something else.
These don't have venom, do they?
Cream cheese.
Oh, good. Better have nutmeg, because I'm about to crash.
And what better occasion than the holy days to pick up and read from our Book of Saints?
My favorite is Yves Saint Laurent.
How about, let's see, here's one, St. Patrick. I trust we all know who St. Patrick is.
Drove the snakes from Ireland.
Oh, that's right, KK. Everybody knows St. Patrick. Everybody knows about St. Patrick, boy. Everybody got a story about good old green shamrock-faced St. Patrick. And you know why, don't ya? 'Cause the Irish control the media.
Stop being racist.
It's not racist if it's the truth.
All right, then.
Andrew, Christmas is a time for sad reflection, not for any...
Steve, listen to me. 90% of the American media is controlled by only 6 entities, okay? Time Warner, Disney, Viacom, Rupert Murdoch's News Corp, CBS, and NBC Universal. And what do they have in common? They're all Irish.
Oh, for...
Every last one of them, yes, right down to their little gold buckle shoes, the little ginger cretins.
Hating leprechauns is understandable. Hating the Irish is racist.
You know what's racist, Steve? Do you? Appropriating Polish culture, and Polish culture especially, but mostly Polish culture, and that pretending like we never existed. St. Patrick, you see, was a Polish legend first.
All right, calm down. That's the story of legend, Andrew. That's the story of religion. You know, most of the time it was how empires kept the peace in areas that they conquered, allowing people to practice their regional rituals, just so long as they did it in the name of the empire's god. Lucifer was a Greek myth. The 10 Commandments were derived from a set of Egyptian laws.
And the threads of St. Patrick's tartan are woven from Saint Poland, the patron saint of Poland.
Never heard of them.
I thought this was a party. Bring out the dancing boy!
No, after we discuss religion.
Boy, even you lapsed Catholics are obsessed with religion. They must have really done a number on you.
Sorry, Kaylee, it's not like religions are at the center of conflicts abroad or women's issues everywhere.
Keep talking about it. Maybe then God will love you.
The dancing boys were supposed to be here by 8.
I don't know why you couldn't have ordered some dancing girls, too.
Look, I'm all for equality, but the dancing boys just sort of spoke to me.
Oh, they'll get here when they get here. In the meantime, unlike St. Patrick, who allegedly only drove figurative snakes, i.e. the pagans from Ireland, St. Poland went full bore against a giant cobra that was terrorizing his namesake land. And that giant cobra's name was Smierc Smoka. Yes, he slithered his way through the Bezchedni mountains because a mountain was the only thing his muscular coil could not crush. Smierc Smoka was created in the nova that birthed the first gods. Through his cunning, he outlived his brethren, fooling even fate on the appointment of what was to be his death. When fate came to call, it searched throughout the mountain range, bellowing his taunt, "You cannot hide from me, great cobra, mighty dragon. No creature is exempt from my plan." Smierc Smoka's trembling voice echoed throughout the cliffs. "I am too afraid to face you, deliverer, though I know you must be met. I have sold my soul to demons and my flesh to succubus, yet still you come to collect." Fate's laughter echoed in return, just as sly Smierc Smoka had anticipated. Others feared what fate would bring, looking inward. Smierc Smoka looked upon fate itself. He saw pride, and where there is pride, there's something to exploit. While fate searched in half steps, too busy regaling the mountain air with its boasts, Smierc Smoka wriggled and writhed out of his skin, shedding the scaly husk for fate to find. When it did, Smierc Smoka called out from his hiding place, "I am frozen in fear of you, dread fate. I am without defense." Fate laughed, espoused a litany of prideful words, and claimed victory over another dead thing. It left the mountains never to return. And that was how Smierc Smoka came to be a titan in the age of men.
How do you get St. Patrick out of that?
That's just the lead-in story.
Oh, God, there's more.
Well, Kaylee, unlike some of us, I don't fancy myself a writer, per se. I'm more what you'd call a world builder.
So you're a slave.
World builder.
Hi, Chicago Dancing Boys.
I'm pretty sure slaves of one kind or another did most of the building everywhere.
Either issue me a refund or get your spangly little thongs over here.
Anyway, St. Poland, whose actual name was Niesamowite Krzak,
Was it now?
that's the story of legend, Steve. Have to put my own spin on things. Ooh, look at me. I'm a grand old empire.
Hold on, Andrew. I need to consult with the Internet Outrage Squad to see if it's acceptable to appropriate from one's own culture.
It was a joke, KK. You know, once a society loses the courage to laugh at its own foibles, this is how Trump got elected.
The iOS says, quote, although we have not addressed that particular aspect of cultural appropriation, we would nevertheless encourage you to tell your colleague he is wrong in as shrill a manner as possible, end quote.
iOS. I love them. If you leave, don't leave now.
That's ELO.
I think we all know it's Gary Puckett in the Union Gap.
I can just look it up on my iOS.
No!
Fine. Jeezy crazy.
That's right, Kaylee, because this way, we're all going to be right.
But without confirmation, you're also all simultaneously wrong. Remember when you tried describing Schrodinger's cat and then it decided...
Look, let me finish this St. Poland story. St. Poland's actual name was Niesamowite Znak. He just happened to hail from the southeastern village of Krzak.
And then he killed the snake and started pouring hooch into the eggnog.
Spoiler.
No. The real spoiler is that Niesamowite Znak, though good with the sword, preferred to use his brains over brawn. He knew the legend of Smierc Smoka, outsmarting fate, and he also knew the dragon, out of his own pride, would underestimate a human. Sure enough, Smierc Smoka evaded his hunter throughout the mountains and once again set a trap by shedding his skin. Niesamowite Znak played along, but rather than approach the dead skin, he snuck up on the giant Cobra, diving off the mountainside and plunging his sword into the beast's freshly shed and tender flesh.
I'd love to hear an old world myth that doesn't involve something getting raped or murdered.
If they had the nightly news, they wouldn't have needed storytellers.
And that's how crepes were born.
Right! Spoiler part 2, after word spread of Niesamowite Znak's triumph, some chiseled pastry chef made this crepe to celebrate the victory and steal some of the limelight.
That's why crepes are tubular shaped, to resemble a snake.
Whoa.
See, he didn't eat the crepes himself, so he remained chiseled. Now, I told you all the Christmas Cobra was cool, didn't I? Watch. You make a line of filling inside the crepe that resembles Smierc Smoka's body. And when the crepes represent the skin he shed, you see, that's what happens. Look what I'm doing here now. And look, the sides of the crepe, they splay out, but it also folds in.
Resembling a cobra's hood.
Polish culture is so interesting. I want to be one.
That would be the nutmeg talking, wouldn't it?
Get him away from my leg.
Carmichael, keep walking. I should just invent a cat toy that's in the shape of a human leg, but, I just don't want to encourage him.
Oh, gross.
He's exposed to it every day. Pretty soon he's going to be desensitized, and then he's going to start exploring weird fetishes, and need to delete his internet history browsing. And, excuse me.
While you're doing that, and before the Dancing Boys arrives, it looks like we have time for one of my favorite traditions, the Christmas Scat Medley. I'll start us off. I'm making a noose, tying it tight, kick out the chair for a long silent night. It's my annual cry for help. Scat-a-bop-beat-up-bop! Noel, 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 Noel. You know that feeling when it all goes to hell. Scat-a-bop-beat-up-bop! Have a holly jolly funeral.
I wish Steve would have given us a sign.
In fairness, miss. Those were good crepes.
Distractingly so.
Thanks, gang. It's an old family recipe. And don't try pinning Steve's self-destruction on me. I'm not the secret Santa who gave him that mug. Don't you remember that routine he did when he was derivative of some 1980s stand-up comic?
Has anyone ever received a coffee mug as a present, looked at it and thought, this is exactly what I needed? Especially the oversized novelty ones that hold about a liter's worth of coffee. So much so there's a Surgeon General warning on the side. Yeah. And one from the Coast Guard just in case you fall in. You know the ones I'm talking about, though. They usually come pre-wrapped in cellophane for that added reminder. Here's a gift that's every bit as generic as I think you are. And don't these people know? Everyone already has a favorite mug. There could be 14 pristine mugs in the cupboard, waiting, yearning to achieve their life's purpose. Do you answer that call? No, never. That's why they're all so pristine. They haven't seen daylight since the day you moved in. Instead, you put on your pith helmet and rummage through the dirty dishes pile, a kitchen archaeologist, delicately lifting up last night's dinner plates, trying to avoid the forks. By the time of its unearthing, errant spoons and chicken bones have already found their way into your mug's epicenter. So you dump them out back into the dirty dish pile, a member of your family, we'll get to those later, and gently start washing your treasure. You give a little extra scrub to the chipped part of the ceramic, just enough to scare the bacteria so it knows you know it's there. Otherwise, you've washed newborns with less care. The washing really is just a formality at this point, frankly, more of a ritual, because though you don't want to admit it, the only thing holding your favorite mug together is the black coffee mortar that has settled nicely into all of the cracks. Yes, the interior walls of your mug resemble a mosaic of smoker's teeth. You can't get this experience with a new mug. That's why you re-gift it for next year.
Oh, damn, I miss nutmeg.
Andrew, please tell me that was the last flashback.
No.
Andrew, please tell me that was the last flashback.
That was.
Oh, now you're just showing off.
So we're down to a 3-person cast again?
No. Last week, Steve sent me an innocent message via Social Medusa saying he was feeling guilty, but had just reconnected online with an old college friend. Apparently, this guy's a great actor, so Steve lined him up to play the part of Stephen Sonneveld.
Oh, God.
Oh, which part?
Just so long as I don't stink up the joint.
Oh! I mean, those golden tones, the surety of the voice. It's just like Steve described in his IM. You must be
Dave.
Check his ID.
Helen,